All right, good afternoon and welcome to our Meta Customizations Catalog overview. This afternoon, we're going to be looking at some customizations that are available in the Meta Customizations Catalog. All of these customizations have been developed and created by our developers here at Meta, and they are all with the intent to make the PowerSchool user experience just more efficient and user-friendly as you do your tasks on a daily basis in PowerSchool, as well as some customizations and things available for teachers and parents and students as well. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. With the customizations catalog, you do have access to our documentation that applies to the Meta Customizations catalog. So within your PowerSchool environments, we're in a training database here for our training this afternoon. So there's no identifiable information being shared. It's scrambled data. But if you click on your question mark on the blue navigation bar, you will see a link to the Meta documentation site, as well as in your applications left navigation category. If you click on that and you look at the Meta catalog, there is also a Meta documentation link listed here. When you access the documentation link, again, this is the Meta created documentation that we have. For Meta members, you're able to view our documentation in various areas throughout PowerSchool. For our Meta customization catalog districts, you're able to access the customizations documentation. You can use the filter here on the right-hand side. If you type in customizations, you'll see as I type, the filter filters through all of our documentation that pertains to customizations. So any step sheets, information on customizations, our district leader documentation where we announce new customizations or bug fixes that have gone out. You would have access to that as well here in our Meta documentation link. So I'm going to go back here. Let me pull up. Lost my training box here for a minute. Let me get that back. And like I said, we're going to be going through lots of customizations today. Not all of them. We would love to go through all of them, but we're going to hit some of the bigger ones, some of our newer ones, go through those. But please feel free to unmute and ask questions or put questions in the chat. We would love to answer those for you as we move along. So first, again, to access the customizations catalog in your left navigation category, applications, catalog, you will see 4 text links here to the catalog sites. The first is latest. And if you click on that, that's going to take you to the catalog latest page. And on this latest page, you are going to see customizations that are new or customizations that have been updated or enhanced, or customizations that have had bug fixes, all within the last 30 days. You can scroll down and see information on those latest customizations on this page. As you can see, they're all listed with their associated icon and label of the customization. You can click on these labels right here, which will open a pop-up. Each pop-up for our customizations, again, it gives you the name and a short description and then a longer description as well. You can also see screenshots available for customization. So it'll give you a visual of what the customization is doing. This specific customization right here, it adds this class of label here to the student line for students who have graduated. So you can see that information on the pop-up when you're looking at customizations. You can also see whether you have customizations enabled or not enabled. When you're on the catalog pages as we go through, if you want to enable or disable a customization, you can click on it and that will disable, or if it's not enabled and you want to enable it, you simply click on it and you will see it's enabled. You can also see some of the customizations have more listed here. So as you click on that, it'll drop it down and there's just some additional information on that customization that you can read there in a description. There are some customizations that have preferences or setup that needs to be done once you enable the customization. We had a training this morning where we talked about the alert builder, and that is one where there is a preference. So when you look at customizations, again, you see all of the information, a short and long description, pictures. If you see a preferences link here on the upper right-hand side, if you click on that, it will open the preferences for that customization. Again, sometimes that could be a setup page or it takes you to that specific customization. So that is what the preferences link is when you're looking at that. Also on this landing page, you will see what version of the catalog you're running. So if you need that information, it'll be listed here. And you see on the right-hand side, there's a settings button. You can click on the settings button, which will slide out this drawer here on the right-hand side, and you have an option to display categories on the Meta Customizations catalog. So I'm going to close this and show you. When I'm looking at the catalog, again, I see these 4 links here: latest, list all, change log, and meta documentation. If I select on my settings that I want to display categories and I submit that, I will now see on my slide out menu here from the left navigation, I will see all of the categories listed here. Our customizations have been grouped in various categories, so you can now access them by category. If you want to see what's available in a certain category, you can click on that and it'll take you to that category and it will list those customizations available within that category. Also, with the catalog, you can see right underneath latest is list all. List all does exactly what it says. It lists all of the customizations available in the catalog. You can see as we scroll down, it is quite lengthy. We have various customizations of all kinds, some of them smaller, some of them larger, depending on users in your district, what their tasks are, what their roles are on a daily basis. These may be game changers for them and how they operate and do things in PowerSchool. So you can see all of that information again listed here. It'll show you the name of the customization, the category that it's in, if it's been updated, that last update, and then the description. And again, you can enable and disable right here by clicking on these labels. We like to suggest to those catalog customers, whether you are Meta members or you are a Meta Customization catalog district in another state or country, we suggest that you come to the catalog on a regular basis. And here on the list all page, if you click on this status column, you'll see how it resorts your customizations. You can see which ones maybe that you don't have installed or you don't have enabled. This is a good way to see, again, another way to see what customizations are available. You can click on them, again, to see that pop up for more information if you want to enable those. You can also filter over here on the right-hand side for any items, or you can filter by categories. Our next link is the change log. So this is a newer addition to the Meta Customizations catalog. Previously, we did not have the change log built into the UI. So it is available now, and this is super handy for users to see which customizations, again, have been worked on recently and what that update or enhancement is. You can see within our train box here, we have some beta items that we are running. So that's the purple, but you can see the color coding, notating if there was a bug fix. Also, there would be information on updates or enhancements. Those are also listed. All of the things that are happening to a customization are going to be listed out here in your change log. And then again, that meta documentation link that we went to earlier, that is listed here. Again, for you to access information on the customizations. All right, so we are just going to, again, we're just going to go through some newer customizations, some of our favorite customizations, and again, feel free to ask questions as we go along. I have a student pulled up here, and I am going to open up here in another tab and take a look at this student, Brandon Adair. One of our newest customizations that we're pretty excited about is student line. You can see here on the student line, this is the stock student line information, their name, grade, student number. We have had a student line customization available in the catalog, and we just enhanced it even further. This enhancement allows users to further customize the information that's being displayed on their student line, as well as formatting it. So if we go to People, Students, Student Line, we're going to navigate to Student Line, and we are going to customize our student line. So we can see here on student line settings, we see our example student. I was just working with Brandon on this other tab, so I see the example listed here. And I can see what information I have being displayed. This is where, again, you can customize and add information that you want to be displayed on your student line. You can click Add Field to add any fields that you want through data access tags. So you see, I clicked Add Field, and then if I click Fields here, this is where I can select information to be displayed on the student line. So if I wanted to know maybe the entry date, I wanted that to be on the student line. Again, you can click on Add Field to add as many fields as you want. You can click Fields here, or again, data access tags. You can use your data access tags like GPA or counselor. And if you notice, as I am adding this information, it is starting to appear on my preview right here on the line. This is nice, so you can see in real time what this would look like. Again, those data access tags, if you know what those are, you can add those. So if I wanted maybe another popular one, if I wanted to see counselors, there is a counselor icon, so this might not be one that you want, but again, if you do, you can add that and you see it being listed here right on your preview. I have added my fields, but I want to also add labels to those, and you can click in these boxes and type in your labels as you would like. Let's make that capitalized. And then again, you can see with my typing as this is all being entered. Now that we have the fields that we would like to be displayed, we can now format how those fields look. So we can apply styling to our fields and values and labels. And we can do that all at once through default style. So when we click on default style, that is going to update all of, again, that's going to set our defaults for our fields, our field labels, and our field values. So maybe on the field, I want to add a border. You can add a border style. You can decide solid, dashed, whatever you want it to be. Maybe I want to make that border a little bit easier to see. I can, again, you can play with the formatting however you would like it to be. You can add padding to your field and labels. You can add colors. If I want all of my items, maybe I want them to be in blue. And you can see again, as I'm adding these formats, you can see it changing in real time. With my field labels, I have all of my labels here. Maybe I want to have a colon after those field labels. So I can append a colon to my field labels. And you see that happening there. As well, my values. Maybe I want my values to be a little bit bolded more than the labels themselves. You can do that. Again, you're setting all of your defaults through here. Maybe I want the student name to be different than the rest of my fields and labels. I can individually edit these items as well. Maybe I want the field, maybe I want a different color for the student name. And you can see as I am making these changes, like we said before, it happens in real time. Okay. And once you make all your selections, you can click save. You will want to click save. If you try to navigate away from this page, you will be prompted. It'll tell you, do you want to leave? You haven't saved your changes. So you can make sure you save your changes before you leave. And you'll see the changes submitted so you know that that is now taking place. If we pop over to Brandon's page and we'll refresh, we will see our student line now updated. We also have a student line color customization where you can add color to the background or the text for your students based on their enrollment status. We have districts that like to use this. For example, their students who have been transferred out. They like to have a background color of red for those students who have been transferred out. It's an easy way to identify those students. So if you had a student that you were working with and you come to the page here, you could see that your color line preview, you would see that red line here. Again, so you can see as you're making additions what that looks like. With the new student line, you can, again, you see this is the admin portal where we've made all of our changes. There is also a tab for the teacher portal. This is what the student line would look like in the teacher portal. So if you want maybe not as much information shared out to your teacher portal, you can, again, select those fields, those data access tags, what information you want them to see, and then apply formatting as you would like. The same for your parent portal. You can customize the student line in your parent portal and the student view. So the parent and student, that's a public portal. So what that would look like in those portals. The staff tab, this is in the admin portal, what the staff page would look like. So if we pull up a staff member, let's pull one up so we can take a look at what that line looks like. In the admin portal on the staff page, so this is the staff line in the admin portal, you can customize that as well with whatever information you want to display, as well as formatting it how you would like it to look. So again, you can make all of your changes and things. You want to click save, and that is all within student line that can be accessed. People, students, student line. All right, we're going to take a look at some student pages now and show you some customizations available on the student pages. Right here for Brandon, we can immediately see we have some colors highlighted here on Brandon's quick lookup page. This is a couple of customizations that the first one, the daily attendance highlight, it will highlight the day that you are on. So today is Thursday, and we can see Thursday is highlighted. And then we have the student's course, where they are at this time of day right now. So Brandon is supposed to be in phys ed right now. So these two customizations can give you a visual to see quickly where a student is at. Also on our student pages, again, we want to go through some of our customizations available. We have some customized pages. We have a demographics page that we have customized. On this demographics page, each user has the ability to customize how they view this page. So this page is for all admin users when they access a student's demographics page, but each user can individually decide, do they want to have larger text? Do they want to have alternating color between the rows? Do they want to expand their columns or collapse them? And then do they want a list view or a column view? So all of these changes that I'm making apply to my page when I'm looking at the demographics page. And maybe Sarah has different settings for when she looks at the page. So again, that's a nice option to view items on the demographics page. On this page, you'll see we have what we refer to as collapsible sections. We have our student profile section, and we can click on that arrow and it will collapse that section. So that is nice. If you're only looking at specific areas, you can collapse any of the other areas on that page. There is a section, a district customization section. Maybe your district collects information from your students and you have you want to add a field to the demographics page. You can add that to the page. There's a specific section here, but you could add it to any other section of the page if you wanted to. And then just some additional information listed here on PowerSchool pages. When you navigate throughout PowerSchool, when you see the Meta Solutions logo on your blue navigation bar, this lets you know that there are customizations either enabled or available for that page. We are on the demographics page. If I click on that, I can see all of the customizations that are available in the catalog that I have enabled. If I had customizations available, but I have not enabled them, they would be listed down here. In our box, we have a lot turned on, so we're taking a look at a lot of things, but in your environment, when you see that logo, go ahead and click on it. Again, take a look and see what that customization, what's available on that page. When you click on any of those customizations, it takes you to the catalog so you can find out some more information about that customization. You can enable it if you'd like, and then you can go back to, if you enable it, it'll take you back to the page. We already have it enabled, so I'm going to go back to Brandon. So again, whenever you're seeing that logo, we encourage you to go ahead and take a look at those customizations. Similar to the demographics page, we have a customized emergency medical page. So if we click on our emergency medical page, we see that this page has been customized. We have a contact section up here, and we have additional fields that we have added to this emergency medical page. There's a consent of treatment customization. If someone chooses no, you are prompted to enter an alternate treatment. This student already has one. If I take that out, you can see when you make a no selection, this box highlights in red. This is telling you that an alternative treatment is required. Not GPA, say it was call home first. So that's a nice customization again, if you want to enable that. There's an EpiPen, some allergy customizations added here. So again, all of these sections, like on the demographics page, they are collapsible. What's nice about this page with the section being collapsible, if there was a medical emergency and you needed medical information for this student, maybe to print out and hand to medical personnel who are on site helping, you can collapse the contacts information and you could print your page, and any section that is collapsed is not going to display. So you can see our contacts information is not being displayed, but the medical information for the student is. So that's a handy feature. A lot of these customizations that we are talking about and we're going to be showing you have come from our districts, requests from the users when they are doing their tasks in PowerSchool and they say, I wish that PowerSchool could do this, or I wish this page would do this. Sarah and I have conversations a lot of the times, like we wish we could do this. And we take those suggestions to our developers who work really hard to make it happen in PowerSchool. And again, this is all for better efficiency and what you need to do in PowerSchool. Okay, so another customization, we're on our student pages here. We did look at that attendance highlight on the student's quick lookup page. You saw that highlighted. It is also on our attendance page, the attendance overview page. That highlight will also be seen on this page. Again, it's going to highlight in yellow the day that you're on. This is, again, handy for those who are taking attendance and it gets, later into the school year and you're scrolling through all this information. That yellow highlight pops out on the page, just making it easier for those staff to take attendance. We are in the district office, so we're not able to take attendance. That is at the building. But if you're at the building, we can switch to the building and we'll pull Brandon up again. And we're on that attendance page and we can see we're on daily. We'll flip to daily. We'll see this button added that tells us the day, Thursday, September 26th. So I could click that button as well to take attendance for the day. So that is a handy feature as well. On our student pages, we do have some other customizations available up here on our blue navigation bar. Our first one, the eyeball here, and you hover over, it says View Student Record. So that is what we call a DDE view. And what this does is it gives you information. We were on a student page. So the student page, it is going to show us for this specific student, for Brandon that we had, the information that is recorded for this student. If you are working on, you have some items, you need some information, and rather than go to DDE, you can click that eyeball and access the information easily through DDE view. Not only does this work for student pages, but this is helpful that it works with any of your other, wherever you see the eyeball, you can click on to view the DDE record. So for example, courses, if you're looking at a course and you see that eyeball, you can click on that. Fees, if you want to view fee information, you see that eyeball, you can click on that. And again, it opens in a new tab and you're able to look at the information and then click back to your tab to do your work here. When we have multiple tabs open like this, sometimes we looked at DDE view and we're looking at something and we're at the high school and maybe we needed information and we flipped to the district office. And now we're looking at the district office and we're looking at Brandon again. We have him pulled up and we are, doing what we need to do here at the district office. And then we click back to that tab that we were on originally. We have a customization, school variance, year variance. What it does is it highlights here in red. It lets us know that we're no longer in Apple Grove High School because our most recent tab that we were on, that we were working on, we switched to the district office. So this is a nice reminder if you have multiple tabs open, that sometimes can happen when you're working in PowerSchool. It lets you know you are no longer at the high school and you can click refresh page. And what it's going to do is refresh your page and make that building your selection. This also works for year. So if I was looking at a different term or a different year, again, I switch on that. We have a couple different customizations. So first, the active tab that I'm on, and I go to last year, it tells me I'm in a prior school year. Again, if I go to that other tab, it's now telling me again, I'm in a different term. If I refresh my page, I can see I'm in a prior school year. This works. These are two different customizations, but they alert you to know what building you're in, what you're working, and what term you're in. Again, when you have multiple tabs open, very handy. We'll go ahead and close that. All right, on the student page here, that was DDE view. Student information. So we have student information and I don't think we have it turned on. So we are going to go to the catalog to turn that on. So I'm going to open a new tab. And again, when you find something that you want to turn on, you can, again, either through your Meta Solutions logo, or you can go to the catalog. Again, by your preference as you start to navigate and get familiar with the customizations. Student information is turned on, but we don't have it set up. So again, as we said earlier, when you click on a customization, you can see what it does. And if there's any preferences, it'll take you to those preferences. For this one, I don't see a link there, so we can go there. It is district management, district setup, and we can see student info settings. This is where we can create up to 12 fields of information on that student card. We have loaded, or we have the ability for you to load some by default. So if you are not using this and you enable it and you want to use it, you can click load default values and you will see all of the most common fields that we have being displayed. Their data access tags are listed here, or you can see student number, state student number, ID. You can see all the information that's being listed here, but you could certainly choose other information if you wanted to be displayed on that student information card. I'm going to stick with those load values. I'm going to submit my changes. I'm going to go back to Brandon. I'm going to refresh my page. And now when I click on the student information card, now I can see data that I have for Brandon. I see his picture, his name, preferred name, and then all of these other fields that I selected. Now, if there are no values in any of those other fields that we had selected here, it will not display. This is nice if you in your district, if you are utilizing DDE or DDA and you need DCID numbers. We at Meta, that's something that we look at when we're working in DDE with our districts. So this is nice to see that DCID number for a student when we work in DDE. It's a nice view. All right, let's take a look at our start page. And we have Brandon pulled up and we see his student number, his grade level, his date of birth, and his school. We have a customization that will add, you can add columns to your start screen. This is nice because, again, depending on your district, what information you want to see quickly when you pull up students. So if we navigate to System Management, Data, and then Student Search Column Settings. This is what we call our start screen fields. So you can see the fields that PowerSchool allows you to select to view on your start page. We have added the ability to add a preferred name or a nickname and 3 additional columns of data that you can add here. For us in our text box, if we want our preferred name, we're going to grab that field. We click the field button, and then we search for our field. For us, it's an Ohio field. It's called name. And then again, we can add 3 columns of information here. So if we want to add a phone number, we can do that. We could have the phone number, home phone, and we can label our columns. We want that to be phone. If we click on the view field list, you'll notice right up here, we also have the option to add student counselor, and we can label that as counselor. And you'll notice there was also email, student email. So you can add up to 3 additional columns and the student's preferred name here on the student search column settings or start screen fields. If we go back to our start page and we pull up our students, if we pull up multiple students, we see the information here. Brandon's the one with information. Our other students don't have information in there, but you can see the information listed. The email address, you'll notice how it's wrapping around. So if you have email addresses or information, as you add information to your columns, it will wrap around. So you can see that. Okay. Something else, we've kind of talked about data access tags in a few areas here, our start screen fields, our student line. We have a customization, PS DAT reference. This is where you can access data access tags that have been created. Once you have PS DAT reference enabled in the catalog, on your question mark, your help icon on the blue navigation bar, you will see PS DAT reference. You can click on PS DAT reference. It'll take you to the page. I believe there is over 600 tags created. Yeah, 654, and this continues to grow. Data access tags here for you to use. You can see there are quick links to ones. If you're looking for a specific one, maybe some GPA tags. You can click on that and see the tags that are available. You'll notice it has the name of the data access tag, what the tag is, its description, an example, and what the output would look like. Again, I have had Brandon, the student that I've been working with on various pages. So it's showing me an output for Brandon right here listed, so we can see what that data is. If you need to use any of these tags, you can click it, and now your tag has been copied to your clipboard. So then you can go to your other page where you needed that. So this is super handy. There's also a link here. If you want to suggest a data access tag, you can click on that button and you would enter your information and then send email. And that email would come to us at Meta, our developers, who would take a look at that and add that to our collection here for use. Okay. Something else we want to show you that we have added. We had a customization in the catalog that it was a search, PowerSchool search, and it was a magnifying glass, and you could click on it and it would open a slide drawer and you could search for items within PowerSchool. Now PowerSchool, with the enhanced user interface, they have added this quick search text box here, which is super handy. We love the quick search. We use the quick search, but we missed some of the functionality from our customization search. So our developers were able to add to the quick search, to PowerSchool's quick search. How this works is, again, if you're searching names of pages, I am currently in the district office, but maybe I was searching for a page that is a school level page. You can see as I am typing how my pages are being listed below. I see all of the pages as I type, specifically GPA, but here are school pages that are listed. Maybe it was a school page that I was looking for. And in the brackets here, it says Apple Grove High School. Again, this is because I was working with Brandon, my student, who is a student at Apple Grove High School. So if I pick GPA calculations, I was at the district office, but now it's going to switch me to the high school, and it's going to take me to that page that I was searching for. This works in reverse as well, as if I am at the high school, if I'm at a building level and I am searching for something that is a district page like standards, I will see, again, my populated list of what it could be that I'm looking for. And here are my district pages. And so I can now select where I want to go based on that display. And again, it switches you to the building that you're in. This is super nice. PowerSchool's search, if you were searching for a building level page and you were in the high school, if you were searching it, it wouldn't show you results. So this enhancement is super handy, because then it will let you know your page does exist and it's at the building level. If you are a user that maybe is still trying to get used to the new names of the enhanced menu, we've incorporated the old page names as well. Unlock accounts, I believe it used to be, or is it locked now? And it used to be, let's type that in again, unlock accounts. And we go to that page. You can see you'll have those classic descriptions in there as well. So again, helping you to find what you are looking for. With this quick search enhancement, once you have it enabled in the catalog, this is by user. So each user can decide if they want to enhance this quick search, and you can do that through your manage profile settings. So for me, if I click on my initials and I go to my manage profile and I scroll to the bottom, here I will see the meta catalog profile settings. And right here, this checkbox, enable quick search enhancement. So I have it turned on. This is something, again, by user, you would want to turn on and click submit if you want to see that additional information when you're searching items on the quick search. While we're here on the manage profile page, you can see we also have some other settings that are specific to each user. Your student line size and your student line icon. If I go to my other tab here and I click on Brandon again, And we take a look at that student line, and we saw that we were in student line. We customized it. We added some fields and we've added some formatting. And now in Manage Profile, I can increase the text size if I want. So I can make it larger, and the icon, I can make it larger if I want. So I can make those selections, click Submit, go back to my page, and if I refresh, I will see my student line larger and my icon size larger. So again, that is by user in your Manage Profile, in the down towards the bottom, the profile settings. There's a couple other settings here we can talk about while we're here. School Switcher, there's expanded, condensed, and tiny. I have it on expanded. What this is if I click on my schools here, you can see I have my school name, the abbreviation, and the number listed. You can change those as you would like per, again, by user. If you want a condensed view and you don't want the numbers on there, and then you can also see, again, there's a tiny view. So again, options for you per user. And the last per user customization, this is more for your tech people who maybe like to work in dark mode. You have options. Everybody is light mode, like what we see here. But again, those tech people, maybe they want to be in dark mode. When you're in dark mode, this is what it would look like. And you have some options if you wanted to be prompted. It would add a moon, crescent moon here on your navigation bar. And that's where you could be prompted to go to dark mode. So again, just some little customizations that make big differences given your tasks within your district. All right. So we've gone over some student customizations. We want to take a look maybe now at some other customizations. One of them that is a popular one is Mass Consolidate Contacts. In PowerSchool, we know PowerSchool will allow for the duplication of contacts. So if you have contacts in your system and you have a third-party vendor registration program, enrollment program, sometimes it happens where parents and guardians are filling out information in that program, and when it syncs into PowerSchool, it duplicates a contact. Maybe the contact in your PowerSchool is listed as Robert, and then they fill out the forms and they put Bobby, and so all of a sudden now you have a duplicate contact. Or maybe you're manually entering contacts. Again, it happens. We see duplicate contacts. So we have a customization that helps you with keeping your contact data clean, and that is Mass Consolidate Contacts. In our people category, if we click on contacts, you will see Mass Consolidate Contacts. Mass Consolidate Contacts, what it is doing, it is running through all of your contacts and it is grouping them as potential duplicates. We can see here that we are looking at all of our contacts. We could look at active contacts only if we wanted by clicking on here on the word all. But right now we're looking at all of our contacts. Also, this is what we call basic search. There is an advanced search that we'll look at next, but this is basic search. You see a warning message up here letting you know if you are using any contact extensions, if you have extended any of your contact records, if you're using PowerSchool core extended fields or custom extended fields with your contacts. We would caution you and warn you to not use Mass Consolidate. The reason for that is with those extended fields, if you try to consolidate, there is a high probability that data in those extended fields would be lost in the consolidation, even with the PowerSchool core extended fields. So again, this warning message is here, letting you know to proceed as you would like. Again, so long as you are not extending any of your contact records, you are okay to go ahead and proceed with consolidating contacts. This next box tells you exactly what it's doing when it groups potential duplicates. In our basic search, it is looking at contacts, their names, and it is making a match of exact names, first and last name, an exact match. And then one or in a combination of any of these other items like email address, phone number, street, they're listed here. When it finds that there's matches that are potential duplicates, you can see that they are now being grouped here. You can see the contact name and how many records are listed as potential duplicates. You can click on the name or the number, and it opens up a pop-up modal that will give you a quick summary of the contact information. You can click on the contact ID link on any of these to open in a new tab. It'll take you directly to that contact record. If you want to view or edit any information right there, it would open in a new tab. Again, there's lots of information on this quick summary pop-up. It gives you a legend of how to interpret what you're looking at, how it is grouping the contact records together, associated students, again, all of that information. When you are ready to consolidate, you can, with basic search, again, because it is grouping by exact matches, you could select to group all of your contacts at once, or you could individually click to consolidate a contact. It will consolidate 500 records in under 4 minutes. So that's a lot of manual entry. If you were trying to consolidate 500 records, this does it in minutes. For us here, we're just going to pick one, and we've check marked our box, and we're coming up here. We're going to consolidate one record of all of these 2,000 duplicates that we have in our test box here. So we click on that, and it is consolidating the records here, and then it will display and show us a success that the contact has been consolidated. If the contact had a data access account, we would see that information over here on the right. Once we consolidate, we have the ability to download our results. We click on that, it downloads, so now we have the results in a file if we needed to save it. We can group, when we're looking at our contacts, we can take letter groups at a time if we wanted to look at it that way. By preference, that's how user preference, how you want to look at your data. We do suggest to our districts who use Mass Consolidate, we suggest that you mark on your calendar on a regular, every other week or once a month, that you come to Mass Consolidate and you consolidate your duplicate contacts. Again, like we said, PowerSchool allows for those duplicates to happen. So once you do this, that's great. Your contacts are cleaned up. But in 3 weeks, maybe you've had new students come in or people adding new contacts, and there you're back to duplicates. Probably not a large number, but a smaller amount. That's just a way to then maintain your data and keep it clean and up to date. Again, this is basic search. You can click advanced search, which allows you to consolidate contacts. Again, it's running an algorithm to group contacts together as potential duplicates. With advanced search, we suggest that you look at these a little bit more in depth. It is using a fuzzy logic, meaning it's looking at not necessarily that exact match name. You can see we have an S on this contact record. It's looking at aliases or misspellings or hyphenated names. So it is grouping them again with a fuzzy logic. If contacts is something, you are wanting to have further discussions about consolidating contacts, we are happy to meet with you, discuss you, take a look at your contacts and help in consolidating them. You can submit a ticket to us. We'd be happy to help. All of our meta districts have been migrated to PowerSchool's unlimited contacts, but any external districts in different states or throughout another country, if you haven't migrated to unlimited contacts, we do have a migration tool that we would be happy to meet with you to show you. All right, let's take a look. We'll go now take a look at our start page. There are some customizations that we've added here on our start page. One of them, Power Search. So in your districts, there may be fields that you search for on a regular basis. And Power Search allows you to think of it like favoriting. You're favoriting your searches that you do, and it will be right here on your start page. So if you enable Power Search in the catalog and then you click on Add a Field button, this is where your field pop-up comes up, and you can type in the field that maybe you search on a regular basis. And once you select that field, you'll now see that listed here on your start page. And you can add as many fields as you would like that you, again, this is by user, what fields you search on a regular basis. We have, as I add fields, you can see they're added to a general tab. You can click on a second tab. You can add as many tabs as you need. As you add tabs, again, you're searching for fields that you search on a regular basis, and you can add them here. You can rename your tabs. If you right-click on the tab, you'll see an option to rename your tab. So maybe I want, instead of saying tab 2, I want this to be my state tab, and I can rename it. You can rename your fields as well if you want. That's, again, by user. You can also move your field. So if I have track and maybe I want to shift it to the right, I can shift it to the right, moving it over here. If I now try to shift it to the right, because it is the rightmost field, if I shift right, it goes to the next tab. So you can see how that works. And it works both ways. If it is the leftmost field and I shift left, I can see that it moves back here. And then again, you can click to remove, to delete any fields you want, or delete any tabs by clicking delete. So again, a nice way to what we refer to as favoriting your fields. So it's here on your start page. If you want to use that now, you can click on the field, and you'll see as you clicked on it, your search bar up at the top has been updated. So it has the field that you're searching, and you now can choose the comparator for what you are wanting to search. And you can type in this text box, or if you see, when I clicked in it, I saw a list. This is the list of all of options available in my PowerSchool instance here. So I can see what I want to search for. I can just click on it and search for it. Right here, I can search for my active or active and inactive students. And I can go ahead and click search. And if I had any students in here, they would be listed below. But again, you can see how when you add information, or when you click on your field, and you can click on your comparator, and I'm just going to say is not blank, and I'm going to search. Oh, let me get rid of that. And you can see again, it's, let's put contains on this one. So maybe this one we want to search is not blank, but we want to say contains. And we're going to see our students pull up here. So again, a nice way to favorite your fields that you search on a regular basis. All right, if we look at, let's pull up one of our students here. We'll go back to Brandon. And we are going to look, we have an icon, an alert right here on our student line, right in the middle here. If you click on that, this is contacts at a glance. This is a nice customization. You can see I'm on the attendance page for Brandon, but maybe I quickly needed to access his contact information. So this is a nice pop-up that appears with the contact information and all the associated flags for this student. So as I navigate on different pages throughout PowerSchool student pages, when I'm on a specific student page, I can click on that at a glance and it will pop up. So again, a nice handy way to have those quickly. We have a parent assessments customization in Ohio, the test scores and things, the assessments, making those available in the public portal. That is an important item for our districts here. So we have a customization, parent state assessments. And again, you can use your quick search to help you find what you're looking for. Parent state assessment. And this is where you can select which assessments you want to make visible in the public portal. So for us in our test box, we selected all of our tests. We want those to be seen in the parent portal. And you can select certain ones depending on, again, what you want your parents to see in the portal. You select your test and then hit submit. And then I want to show you in the parent portal what that looks like. So I have a parent account pulled up here. And this is a parent account for Brandon we have here. And we're going to scroll down to the state assessments. And we click on that, and this is again where we can see the information for the various tests that Brandon has taken. These are his end of course tests. Any other tests that we have selected, we see the information. Again, this is pulling from our PowerSchool, the information we have in PowerSchool, and then which assessments we are making visible in the public portal. And you can see while we're in here, you can just see the student line that we customized earlier. This is what it looks like. So that is, again, handy for our districts here in Ohio. All right. Sarah, I hit some of our bigger ones. I know those of you that maybe are watching this recording, we talked about the alert builder and the report card earlier. That recording will be available on YouTube. So I will show you here in our parent portal that we have pulled up the report card. Again, we talked about how to set that up in our discussion this morning. Here it is, report card. But this is, again, if you want to make the report card available in your public portal, this is what it would look like. Oh, and one other item, thank you, Sarah. The tests, the parent state assessments, those tests are coming from the FA tab. Again, that is Ohio, the FA tab for Ohio districts. Thank you. All right. Go back. All right. Are there any others? Do you I haven't really asked for questions. I apologize. I should have stopped a little earlier. Are there questions on the customizations that we've looked at so far? Or are there customizations that you have seen in the catalog that you would like us to take a look at more in depth?
Or share with us your favorite customizations.
Yeah.
We have a lot. And as Sally said, we're always adding new ones. So excuse me, her reminder to come and look at what's new and customizations. You know, we tell you that at a district leader meeting, but as Sally said, when you see there are new alerts, did you talk about that, Sally, the numbers they're going to see in red?
No, I didn't. Yes, that is a good reminder as well. Yes. So you'll notice here when we are on our start page, those of you Meta members, we are updating your Meta plugins, your customization catalog plugins. We are updating those for you, but if you would like to update them on your own, you're certainly welcome to. For those external districts, those outside of Ohio, you would be updating your Meta plugins according to your schedules. What we have done is we've added a number badge here, a red number badge. This red number badge, this lets you know that there is an update available, a Meta plugin update available. If you click on that red number badge, you will see updates found, open the Meta installer. So all of our Meta plugins are now being updated. You can update those through the Meta installer. So we can click on that. That'll take us to the installer. Again, these are all of the Meta plugins that we have available throughout the catalog. When you come to the installer, you will see if there is an update to the installer itself, the plugin that actually runs all of the installing, enabling all of the plugins. If there is an update to that, you will see that update is required first. And you click on that and you can see right here, installer is always going to be listed first. And it's going to tell you there's an update and what version update is available. And you can even click on the changes button. And again, it will let you know what is being changed, added, fixed in that plugin. So we click on that installer update first. It runs through and will update your installer, and then it will refresh your page, and it will let you know then how many Meta plugins you have available that have updates available. So we have updated our installer, and now we see we have one plugin that has an update available, and we can see that listed here. You can scroll down and see, again, here are changes for previous plugins within the last 30 days. Click on those to view any of that information. But for us, we see we just have one plugin to update through our alerts. We want to update that now by clicking update. And again, this is doing all of the hard work for you. It is downloading the new plugin. It is installing the new plugin. It is enabling the new plugin, disabling the old plugin. It is going through all of these steps that we see right here, building your locale prefs, populating code sets. It's refreshing your cache. Again, it's doing all of that you previously had to do manually, each of those steps. And now it's being done with just one click. And you can see now we have everything has been updated. These are on the left-hand side, all of your active Meta plugins that you are running that are installed and enabled. You can see on the right-hand side, any available plugins. Our Meta member districts have all been migrated. Contacts have already been migrated, but any of our external catalog customers, maybe who have not migrated to unlimited contacts, there is the migration utility that we talked about earlier that you could use if you're interested. This little icon here on the right-hand side, if you click on that, it shows you a log of your installation, your plugins. So it lets you know who has updated what and on when, and how many plugins were updated. Again, just a summary listed right there on that log.
I think the important thing to remember here for Meta districts is you really don't have to do that for the ones that
Right.
I read. You can just wait. It will be done for you according to our schedule. But if you have something you don't want to wait on, or you just want to, you can. But on the other side, if you don't want to, if you just want to wait, they will happen for you, but on the regular meta release schedule.
It just gives you the ability to install those plugins sooner if you want. If you want to, use them sooner, we typically do our rollouts on our schedule, on a Friday, again, according to our schedule. But, today being Thursday, if you want something today, you could if you wanted to. You'll notice now on our start page that our #1 red badge is no longer displaying because we've updated our Meta plugins, our installer and our plugin. We do see the green number badge here. This green number badge is letting you know that you have third-party plugins that have updates available. These are non-Meta plugins. These are plugins that we have not created at Meta. And because we have not created them, we also do not maintain them. So those are maintained by whomever developed or created those. Just like the red number badge with the Meta plugins, you can click on the green number badge and you can see that there are updates found in community plugins. So community plugins is a page where you can go to view your third-party plugins, your non-Meta plugins. You'll see on this page information on the plugins that you have updates and maybe not installed on your environment. You can see if there are updates available. And we actually will be putting together more information on community plugins. There's some more enhancements coming to community plugins. So you can look for maybe more information on that coming out. But again, this is a way for districts to review and research plugins that you have, update them as you see fit for your district. And then maybe some that you don't have installed that maybe you do want to install. That again is a way for you to do that. Again, Meta districts, we will be installing and maintaining your Meta plugins. We are not going to be installing or enabling your community plugins because those are the third-party plugins, the ones that we haven't created. So you can look for additional information coming out about community plugins. All right, are there any others? Anything, again, is there any customizations that you guys want to talk about or look at that we can go through? Sarah, any others that you can think of that we...
Sally, I had one question.
Yeah.
On the customizations, I saw something about lock terms.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
we already do our whatever, locking our terms through our, I don't know where it's at. Each building does so that they can lock down like the teacher grade book.
Uh-huh.
An enhancement to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Make it even better for you.
Okay.
What it's doing, what this customization is doing, this column right here, next lock date, this column is being added. It is showing you the date that those locks are going to engage. So at your school buildings that you can navigate to those pages and say, 5 days after the term ends, you want the lock to take place. And when it locks, the teachers can't access, they can access their teacher grade book, but they can't make changes to their grades in that term once it's locked. So what this customization does, it adds this column so you will know exactly what date those locks are taking place.
Okay, so I just need to go in and edit the days after because the date that was showing was not really the date that we wanted it to be. So I just need to change the actual date.
Yeah, you can control that, yeah, through the building, set the number of days after
Perfect.
reporting term.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Just
no, good
remember-
question.
Remember that on that, and this was so confusing. It was confusing.
Yes.
Everybody's counting on their fingers and trying to figure out
Good
what
word,
the
yeah.
date was. Now it shows you the date, but you have to remember it is midnight, 12:01 p.m. of that date. So if you wanted it locked as of November the 3rd, then you would want to adjust your dates. If you wanted them to be able to put grades on November the 2nd, they can still access it. You would adjust yours so it would lock at midnight on November the 3rd.
Mhm.
So this was just to make it easier for
Okay.
everybody, because we're like, I don't know.
Yes.
It
And when you're
didn't show the date I wanted.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and when you're talking about midnight 01, when the lock engages, maybe there are some teachers putting grades in. That's very, very quite possible, but yeah, this helps with that.
Yeah, so a lot of people thought if it said it was going to lock on the 2nd, I had all day on the 2nd. That's not true.
Mhm.
You have all day on the 1st, and then at midnight on the 2nd, it's locked. So just something to remember.
Mhm.
So all the customizations, a lot of the customizations, and Sally said that maybe one of our team says it would be nice if it would do it, or somebody says, this is just such a pain. That's where we start making our list of customizations that are requested. The newest one that Corey just put on the class of in the graduate building, that was because I want to know if I pulled up a group of kids, are they all in the same group?
Mhm.
And then we, as you give us suggestions, we put that in our development task list and we discuss it. And then the ones that maybe we can do immediately or as a bug, we will do that. The other ones, we have a list that we go through, and we have a lot of requests in that list, but we'll go through that list and say, okay, I think we could do these 2 or these 3 or whatever. So, we're always looking at that list. We're always looking at things that we think will make it better for you, or taking your suggestions as well.
Mhm.
And just like with the lock terms, maybe we're taking something that already works, but we're making it better.
Mhm.
Student information card. That's another one that we give you when you do the student information card. And you go in and it's blank. We have a little button that says, okay, we're going to automatically populate these fields for you. And then you can go in and adjust those fields. So, and all the new student line customizations, all of that, we're constantly tweaking and doing some things, but mostly based on everybody's feedback.
And I did think of one thing that we did want to show you, which again, you as Meta members, you're very familiar with the student transcript. We have a Meta report builder available in the customizations catalog that our developers created to help our districts here in Ohio with transcripts. And now that it is created, that we are starting looking at other reports that can be built in this Meta report builder. Looking at our transcript, this is in our training box here, so you can see what the information is. We control all of the data that's being displayed on this transcript through report parameters. So as I look at those parameters, and again, these are by districts, you let us know, do you want, again, we create parameters based on how you want your reports to be run. In this case, transcripts, you have options to include schedules. Is it official or unofficial, displaying credit, credit summary, so on and so forth. You can see all the various parameters listed, and then you can see what that looks like based off your parameters selected. So the report that's being built, it is one report that is being built, one transcript that is being built, and there are various parameters that adjust what is being displayed. This is in a test box. I think I have another one that shows, again, for our Ohio districts, it shows, if I refresh my page here, it shows the Ohio seals, which was a big thing here in Ohio for our districts to be able to see seals that students have earned. So again, that's the report builder is also available in the catalog. And like Sarah said, with various reports that districts need, there's a few ways in PowerSchool to run reports. And some of those we're starting to look at with our report builder.
Some other things that we've done, trying again to make it easier for you, student field value, which now they've changed to call it change student field value.
Yep.
Yeah, change student field values. What we tried to do with that customization is when you select a field, and it doesn't do it for all fields, but for a lot of fields, once you choose the field, we show you what those values are. So you no longer have to guess, do I have to put in a 1 or do I have to put in the word or whatever? It looks at all the available options and then I can choose them, but I still have the option to go to enter custom value and type in something else that I might be trying to search for. So we are continuously adding values to those fields, but there are quite a few now that do that. Just again, to make life easier for our users.
That's a good one.
Because we are also users, you know, we're also users. We're also like, wait a minute, this could be so much easier if they would just do this. And so then we bother Corey. But, you know, I highly recommend going to that list all, doing that search, clicking on what's enabled, what's not enabled, and then just looking at those. You might have something that you haven't turned on, and you're like, wow, this is a really great little customization. There's the student field value enhancement. You know, if you don't have that, turn it on. And I'm always amazed when I'm doing troubleshooting for a district and I'll go in and go, wait, where is this? And they don't have it turned on. I'm like, why don't they have this turned on? So, you know, make sure you're not missing out on any good stuff.
Yeah, as customizations, new ones are rolled out, they're not automatically enabled. You and your districts are able to select what customizations you turn on. So yeah, so you definitely want to make sure to take a look and see those new ones, what they are, what they do, and then enable them to help out in your district. Yeah. All right, well, unless there's any other questions, I'm going to stop my share and I will stop the recording.